We have been through all these situations, and God is now telling us, okay, use the information that you have learned. Use all of that wisdom for this season. Because that was the whole reason why we went through all of that. And that's the whole reason why we are positioned exactly where we are positioned at. Because God is like, you're ready. Sis, you're ready. You're ready. Life is already pressing fast forward. So I don't know who this is for, but things are changing for your betterment, okay? So if you guys have been following along, you know I'm doing this whole series of me lifing until 40, right? Lifing at 40 is crazy because you guys, next month on April 2nd, I actually turned 40. And lately I've been sharing like the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, employment, and just trying to build a more faithful and foundational relationship with the good Lord above, right? So, you guys, I came on here today because I wanted to share with you guys that life is definitely lifing at 40. So, my youngest just turned 18, you guys, on March 11th. And in a minute, I'm about to have a 23-year-old. You guys, it's crazy, right? It's crazy how things just happen so fast. And it's like before you know it, like your whole life has just press fast forward. So, you guys, I am preparing for so many things in life. I know over the past few months, you guys, I think it was since like October of last year. Actually, it's been a little bit longer than that. But you guys, I've been sharing how I've opened up a new business with digital marketing. My transition with me now being an accountant for a bank, and you guys, and it's just so much that's going on. I've picked back up my real estate classes, and I wanted to come on here for all of the women out there that are wearing all of these hats, and they're trying to figure out, like, is it just me, or is life just really just lifing like this? Girl, life is just lifing like this. Okay, it's not just you; it's everybody. We are all experiencing this. Some people a little bit more than others, but we are all like pressing fast forward. And you guys, for a second, I was posting videos about like building my relationship with the good Lord, and I was reading daily devotionals in the morning. And you want to know what? It came to me. I prayed to the good Lord, and it actually came to me that, you know, even though it was great that I was sharing this on my social medias, that was for me. That was for me. So I was just stewarding and trying to do what the good Lord was telling me to do, to be obedient. And when I prayed about it again, I was like, Lord, I am so heavily like overwhelmed. I have so much going on in my life, and I don't regret like doing anything on my social media. I absolutely love being on YouTube, you guys, and it's a big change from trying to like navigate through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the platforms. Okay, God just decreased me all the way down to just Pinterest and YouTube, and I love it. Now, I feel like He has placed it on my spirit to eventually start opening back on those platforms, but not in the same way to where I was doing in the past. Not in the same way to where I was sharing my personal information, my business, and stuff like that. No, He was like, you know what? We have learned and grew, and it is now time for me to instill the wisdom that God has instilled in me. Like, I've been through all these situations, right? You have too. We have been through all these situations, and God is now telling us, okay, use the information that you have learned. Use all of that wisdom for this season. Because that was the whole reason why we went through all of that. And that's the whole reason why we are positioned exactly where we are positioned at. Because God is like, you're ready. Sis, you're ready. You're ready. Life is already pressing fast forward. It's time for us to press pause, completely hear what God has to say, do what God has been telling us to do, okay, and be obedient. So, you guys, with that being said, as well, it's a few things that God has like circled back to me, and I'm gonna pray about it a little bit more too, because things change over time or whatever. But and I've been praying about this on my future, like my actual career. So you guys already know I am a full-time accountant. I work at a local bank. I've been there like going on 15 years now, and whenever I talk about it, I want to say I love it there. And I feel like it's just so routine for me to say that because I have like conditioned my mind to say, you're being ungrateful if you don't love it. That's not true. You don't have to love something to be grateful for it. So what I'm going to say is that I am most definitely grateful for the ongoing 15 years that God has positioned me here at this bank. I absolutely love the fact that He has positioned me there. But however, however, there is so much more that's out there. If you find yourself in a position to where you feel like you don't really love it, and you feel like you can do a little bit better elsewhere, you might be able to. That might be the good Lord speaking through you saying, okay, this is your stepping stone. Like, use this for right now. Use this. Be a good steward over this while you are here. While I work things out on the back end for you. Be a good steward of this while I work things out on the back end. Okay? Let that marinate. Let it simmer. Let it simmer. Because as I was praying, you guys, it hit my spirit because I was like, Lord, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm reading these daily devotionals. And then as soon as I get done, I'm having to edit, the little bit of footage that I do edit. I go in there and edit and I make my titles, my descriptions. I put my SEO tags in there. And then I also prepare for work for the day. And then, you guys know I travel 45 minutes all the way to my job. Okay, 45 minutes to my job or whatever, to and from. So it's like my mornings were super busy, even though I was reading devotionals and reading the Bible and things of that such. I still felt in a way that I wasn't giving myself to the Lord like 100% fully, because I was still sharing that with others. Like, I was sharing my intimate time with others. So what I was doing was I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and read for myself, and then I'll separate it to where I'll still go out on social media, well, on YouTube, and share my devotion and stuff like that. No, the wind is just blowing everything down. Maybe the good Lord is like, girl, okay, take a hint. So yeah, I just think it's just so crazy because I just found myself so overwhelmed, and in the midst of all of that, I realized that yes, God is telling me to do things, but I'm also operating in self. I am doing things that I also want to do, which I at that time felt like God wanted me to do, but it was just God telling me, this is what I need for you to do. In this season life that you are currently in, Christy, I need you to do this for yourself. And I was taking it and running with it. I was like, okay, I'm going to share this with the people. I'm going to share it with the community. And that's where the overwhelm came in, because God was like, I didn't tell you to do that. I told you to do that for yourself. It's okay that you did share it. That's fine, because there were several people out there who needed to hear those messages. And I gained so many subscribers. You guys, thank you so much. I think since like January, I've gained over like 78 subscribers. Not subscribers, family members. Okay. I've gained close to 80 new family members to this channel, and I just absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. I want to say that because you guys don't understand, like, I'm doing this because I truly just I love creating. I love creating videos. I love creating Pinterest pins. Like, I was telling my husband the other day, because he told me that I'm always, working or doing something. But like I told him, I said, when I'm creating Pinterest pins for my business, to me, it's the equivalent of coloring on a coloring sheet. Like, it's relaxing to me. I just feel like I'm having like so much fun with it. That's why when I get on the videos and I'm talking about my business, my digital marketing business, when I'm talking about that, like, it's just a burst of energy that's just coming out of me, and I love sharing about it. And that was another reason why I decided to build a community, because I was like, there's other people out there that want to do this too. We can all do this together. And the good Lord is like, let me get you in first. You can bring everybody with you, you know but let me get you in first. So, in case you guys didn't put on my glasses. Hold on, y'all. It's a little bug on my glasses. Get off of it. You don't want to get off. Okay, so in case you guys didn't catch like some of my earlier videos and stuff like that, I shared a lot about digital marketing, and I shared a lot about what I was doing on Pinterest and how I was building a community and things of that such. But when God started placing it on my spirit that it was time for me to build a more foundational relationship with Him, like, I put all of that on a halt. Like I put a pause on it and I was just like, wait a minute, I'm moving too fast with this business. The good Lord told me to slow it down. So I was like, okay, let me put a pause on it. And then I just started like concentrating like 100 miles per hour, just reading the Bible, and spreading the word, to people. And everywhere I was going, I was talking about the Lord and stuff. And I still do. But it's like, when you're building that relationship by yourself, or if you're like, what am I trying to say? Let's just say that if you're building a more stronger foundation with the Lord, it's almost like you want to share it with everybody. Every second of the day, you want to share it. You want to share it. And sometimes, it is for you to share, because God will give you the message and He will give you the go and be like, okay, go ahead and share. This is for you to share. But also sometimes, a lot of times, it's for you to retain and keep for yourself. So I'm just gonna keep you guys. I'm gonna continue to keep you guys uplifted in prayer, and whatever like God brings my way, I'm going to be obedient and try to listen a little bit harder, and let it be lesser of me and more of Him. So I just keep going back with how I've been praying. Like, God has me in the season of like the sales industry, like learning everything about the sales industry. And one day I was sitting back and I was thinking about all the things that I was doing in the past that I actually did not complete. And I felt like God was just full circling that back to me, because you guys, I actually took a sales course. Well, it's incomplete, but I started on a sales course through this academy called Course Careers. And what that does is, like, well, I signed up for a sales development representative to become a sales development representative, and it just taught you the ins and outs of sales. And from there, that's actually when it like sparked an interest in sales. I was like, I can do this. I can do this. Because early on, you guys, when I worked at Walmart, I worked in a department called Connection Center. I think now it's just called simply electronics, but back in the day, it was called the Connection Center. And this sun is good. We must go back. This sun is everywhere, honey. But yeah, so I worked in the Connection Center, and we had to do like PA system calls, advertising the different cell phones, satellite radio, satellite TV. And you guys, I used to love getting on that PA system. Okay, welcome to Walmart. So I used to get on there and I used to enjoy it. We did like different sales tables and stuff, and I just had a really great time with actually like promoting and advertising and selling the different products there while I was employed at Walmart. And from Walmart is actually when I started my journey at the bank. You guys, I had been there for 15, well, going on 15 years, and I had some breaks in between to where I actually worked at a local hospital here. I was an executive analyst for the chief financial officer, and you guys, that was fun. Okay, and from there I was like the nursing staff coordinator was the name of that position, the nursing staff coordinator. And then that's when I realized, you guys, hospitality wasn't for me. Okay, you know what, it may be for other people. I'm not knocking it, I'm talking about for me. Okay, so I actually went back to the bank, and the way that happened is that I was actually running an errand for my job at that particular time. And they had mentioned to me, they was like, hey, we need you to run to the bank to go do blase blase. So I went to the bank, and then a former coworker was like, hey, we got a position, with this. And I was just like, okay, that seems pretty cool or whatever. So I actually went back to the bank. But then that's when the pandemic had came about, and they downsized. So I was actually unemployed for like maybe, I want to say like 5 to 6 months. And then from there, the good Lord just blessed me to where I actually became a life coach. I was a life coach for a local high school here. And you guys, if I can repeat history, I would do it all over again. That was the absolute best job I ever had in my life. I enjoyed being a life coach. I mean, it has its ups and downs and stuff like that, because I experienced a lot of traumatic events with these students. And it was like, it was an amazing experience. I can say that it was different. It was mind blowing. I had a lot of emotional like whirlwinds, because when you get to know people, Like you're not supposed to get like emotionally attached or anything like that, but there will be some form of attachment, and it was just a little bit tough because I dealt with some situations that I felt like shouldn't happen, but it did, and I don't want to share it due to, the nature that is dealing with the student and stuff like that. But it was a lot of things that was going on, you guys, and it really grew me. It really grew me in that area, and it made me actually develop an interest in becoming a counselor. What's going on behind me? What is happening? It's going to drive in the park. But anyway, yeah, so that happened. And then once that contract was actually over, you guys, that's when I came back to the bank. And this time I got employed into the accounting department. And you guys, I've just been there ever since. So it's something that's different. I do have a bachelor's degree in business. So when I actually applied for that accounting position, my former coworker, which is now my friend, she's actually in that department, and I was like, girl, favor. Okay, we gotta pray about this. Wish the wind don't blow my camera down or my phone down. I had to hold it. But anyway, I just feel like it's just amazing because God will place people in your life, some that you will help, and some that is there to help you. And transition is just amazing. So before this becomes like a babbling video, I just want to tell you like the whole purpose of me even coming out here is because God has yet again changed my path, to which what he wants me to share on my social media is now going to be a little bit more different, because like I had mentioned about life being fast forwarded, it's time for me to fast forward my route to entrepreneurship. So I'm going to be talking more about my digital marketing, more about my journey of entrepreneurship in general, because like I mentioned about the sales development representative course, I'm going to be picking back up on that because I only have a few more courses left and then I'll be completely done with it. And then in order for me to complete my licensure to become a real estate agent, I just have to test in. So it was so many things that I actually started in life and I just did not complete it because of whatever reason, whatever life reason, whatever circumstance. I just did not complete that, and God is telling me it's time, because I prayed about these things, but for my own reasoning, I let it go. And it may not even just be my own reasoning. It could be situations to where God was like, okay, you're not ready in this season. Let me put a pause on it. Let me put a pin in it. Because you guys, I share on a few other videos to where I had like a few seasons of like depression and stuff like that. So he wants you whole, okay? You can't be living in that spirit of fear, the spirit of doubt, the spirit of stress and worry. You know what I mean? So he had to pull me out of of a few situations. He had to put a pin in a few situations. But I am back. I am stronger. And in case you guys missed, I got a dietitian now. So I'm doing so much better. I've been working out. I'm eating better. Don't look at this, okay? Just a little soda. But I've been doing so much better in life. And I'm being a good steward of my current employment there, working as an accountant. And I just feel like a lot of things are in the up and up. But I will say this, being like building a relationship with God doesn't mean that everything is going to be easy peasy, because it is absolutely not. This is actually the season to where you may even experience more warfare, more spiritual warfare than what you have ever experienced in your life. More things will start to happen because when you're doing something right, okay, the devil see it and he coming. But the good Lord is like, not on my watch. Not on my watch. So yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and talk about what's currently going on in my season in life, because like I mentioned, I'm doing this whole season of me lifing at 40. Okay. So on April 2nd, I will be officially 40 years old, you guys. But until then, hi. I'm just going to be documenting my journey all the way there and enjoying life, just enjoying life. And I'm bringing you guys along with me. I can't wait to share this real estate stuff, y'all. So I found this young lady on YouTube and I absolutely love her. And she's so inspiring. And I'm just like, you want to know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So I'm getting myself together. Okay. And if you are too, Comment me too down there in the comments, okay? Because we getting it, girl. So anyway, you guys, until next time. Oh, I do want to apologize too. I know I'm doing 100 days on, 100 videos and 100 days on YouTube. I did miss out on yesterday, and I didn't do my daily devotional this morning, and that's okay. And that's okay. So anyway, until next time, you guys, I will be back on here on tomorrow. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. Thank you for all of my new family members to this community. Thank you for everybody who has been liking and sharing and just leaving comments. You know, your comments are so appreciated. I just appreciate you guys. I love y'all. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.